All right, this should be a pretty cool video. This is track G, G as in George, at the Jesse James project. Not only does it have its own long private driveway and site, but it has direct frontage on a creek bed along its whole north side, and I believe we'll see that in this drone video. I was just told before doing this video that we already knew it's an early spring video. We know that, so you won't see too many leaves out on the trees. But the driveway and the site were actually in the process of being created the day this video was taken. So they're actually not done in the video. They are done in real life. But when we do the flyover, you'll see there's still some trees and whatnot kind of blocking the site. Those have been removed. Okay, looking northerly over the property, heavily wooded property. A lot of big hardwood trees on this one. And I think we've spliced in a map in a moment that's going to show you how this is situated. There we go. So basically all wooded other than the driveway and the site. The dashed line that you see on the south is the easement road. The blue line on the north is the creek. We call it James Creek. Not sure if that's the name, but that's what we've always called it. So you can get to this property in a car, a truck, an SUV, via the easement road, which is not complete. The easement road's also not complete in this video. There's a topo map. It's going to be the highest toward the southwest side. You can see a level area there, then it slopes down as you go northerly toward the creek bed. It does slope fairly steeply, but it's not as steep in our opinion as this topo map shows, and you'll see that when we do the flyover here in a moment. Okay, so looking north, panning to the west. So this video, you can see the existing easement road, which goes off to the left through that meadow and over to Cactus Road, which is the county road. So the easement road itself, this video was taken kind of right at the start. They wanted to get this tracked on the website. So the easement road is not complete, and the driveway itself and the private site are not complete. And as we do the flyover, you'll see that. Nice big mature timber. Some of the leaves are out, but not too many. You'll have a lot of red oak and white oak and hickory on this property. The guys have found some black walnut out here as well. Probably a lot of other species. This driveway itself, the guys didn't measure it, but it goes back in several hundred feet. It's very, very private. In one way, it's nice not to have too many leaves because we can actually see the ground. You can see how this lays. We didn't see any recent logging out here. The only logging you'll see was for the driveway and the site. And there's the site itself. So they're in the process of mulching, or they were in the process of mulching those remaining trees in the site. They like to, when they do a site, they like to open it up. You'll still have a ton of timber on this property, but having a more open site gives you the ability to come in, even with a good-sized trailer, and turn around and get situated. So now kind of looking southerly back toward the easement road. It unfortunately looks like it was a really overcast day when this video was taken. So we kind of got a few things going against us here. We've got a driveway and site that aren't done in the video. We've got an overcast day, and it's early spring, so fewer than half the leaves are out on the trees. Still an awesome property. And I think, based on the fact that there's about 4 minutes left in this video, I think we fly down to the north side and check out that creek bed, which is gorgeous. As we drift northerly, you can see as we start to come down that slope, there are fewer and fewer leaves. Those trees are perfectly fine. It's just as you get closer to that creek bed, it's cooler in the evenings and in the mornings and throughout the day. So it takes a few extra weeks for those leaves to get to come out on the trees as you get closer to the creek bed. The white leaves that you see, those are dogwood trees. They're just about the first leaves to come out in the Ozarks. There's the creek. There's James Creek right there. Or, like I said, we call it James Creek. One of the guys saw that on a map, and we have not been able to find that map or see that name elsewhere, but we still call it James Creek. Beautiful spring-fed creek in the Ozarks. This is about as close as we can get with the drone, because it's hard to tell when you're flying the drone where the limbs and branches are. We probably could have gotten a little closer, but Whoever's flying it is playing it safe, and that's good. I'm quite sure we've got a ground video as well showing the creek frontage, and you can check that out, of course, on the website. Beautiful creek, it really is. It flows into Mill Creek, and then Mill Creek flows into the Gasconade River about 2-3 miles east of here. Gorgeous, gorgeous creek. So hard to find anything in the Ozarks on live water. As far as whether or not this creek is year-round, we have no idea. It's been flowing to some extent every time we've been out there, flowing nicely whenever this drone video was taken. The deer and the turkey, of course, absolutely love it out here. They'll be drawn to this particular property more than most because it does have the creek frontage. And honestly, now that it has the driveway and the site, it might become very popular in the deer's kind of rotation, so to speak. Deer tend to be very, very curious. They love to check out new stuff and any changes in their environment. And it seems like whenever the guys do a new driveway or a site, invariably there are always deer prints and deer sign immediately. Like the next morning they'll come back and it'll be very obvious the deer have been kind of sniffing around and seeing what's going on. So very, very private tract, but still only about 10 miles off of I-44. And there's James Creek again, what we call James Creek. Looking southerly, so from the creek of course will be the lowest spot, rises up as you go southerly toward that private site and the driveway and the easement road. If you purchase the property, we'll be more than happy to get you a summertime video if the guys are out that way. Just let us know if you're interested in that, and we'll get that on their list. Looks like it was unusually windy when this video was taken. So yeah, you can actually get to this tract in your truck, your SUV, in your car if the weather, hasn't been too bad. Although anytime you're on a gravel road or an easement road, a truck or an SUV is definitely recommended. Now we're looking westerly. You can actually if you look toward the right of center, you can see the site. Looks like the site actually slopes down a little bit as you go northerly. I assume they wanted to get it as private as possible, so they went way back. To where it began to slope down toward the creek bed, it looks like. Oh, that's gotta be 300 feet back, I would guess. That's a private site. Gorgeous property. Wow. If you have any questions, you can shoot us an email, you can give us a call. We would love to talk to you about this property if it's still available.